The Penguin series has arrived, the new spin-off from Matt Reeves' Batman universe. The first episode introduced us to many important details about the villain. Today on Charlietales, we'll do a full review of the episode and analyze each character, their philosophies, and many interesting references. Ready? Let's go! The episode starts by showing us Gotham City, a week after the Batman movie. The city was left devastated by the Riddler's attack. Remember, he flooded many parts of the city. Hundreds of people lost their homes. But most importantly, the mobsters are in turmoil because Carmine Falcone, the city's biggest crime boss, is dead. There is a power vacuum, and his son is set to take control. We're talking about Alberto Falcone. And here is where our protagonist comes in, the Penguin, who was stealing from Carmine's belongings when Alberto catches him. They have a conversation, but Alberto mocks Oswald. Enraged by the humiliation, the Penguin kills him. This lands him in big trouble. He has to make the body disappear, or he's a dead man. However, on his way out, he runs into some thieves. Oz is about to kill one named Victor, but instead, he spares his life. This scene is very interesting. The Penguin realizes that Victor has a stutter, which is why he lets him live. Victor has a speech impediment, something that connects him with Oz. Remember, the Penguin is also disabled. His foot is deformed, making him unable to walk properly, which is why he is nicknamed the Penguin, due to his peculiar way of walking. With this context, we understand why Oz identifies with Victor. The relationship between the two characters is very powerful in this episode. Later on, Oswald is about to kill Victor again, but Victor pleads for a chance. Victor is a street kid, worthless and without any opportunities. Oswald once again identifies with him. In the streets, the Penguin is seen as worthless, a rat, as he was called in the movie. He has some influence, but the reality is that no one respects him like they did Falcone. Oz sees himself in Victor, and that's why he spares him, bringing him into his crew. The episode spends a lot of time explaining the Penguin's psychology. He is an explosive and clumsy guy, which is why he made the mistake of killing Alberto. Additionally, he's a coward. When he realizes what he's done, his first decision is to flee the city. But midway through the episode, his mother convinces him otherwise. This woman changes Oz's perspective. She tells him that killing Alberto wasn't an impulsive decision, but an instinctive one. As a mother, she tries to see the good in her son, flipping the situation to restore Oswald's confidence. Another important characteristic is that the Penguin knows how to adapt to circumstances and is very manipulative. Now that he's stayed in Gotham, his plan changes. He seeks out Salvatore Maroni, the former crime boss, who is now in prison. Oz offers him the opportunity to ambush the Falcones together, so Maroni can regain his power. But the mobster says he's not interested. In response, the Penguin surprises him by handing him his old mafia ring, which was in Alberto's possession. Here, the Penguin made two brilliant moves. First, he surprised Maroni, opening the possibility of a deal, but he's also manipulating him. In the end, we find out that the Penguin made a plan to frame Maroni for Alberto's death. That ring makes him look like the culprit. In any scenario, the Penguin will win because the families will fight among themselves, and he will have the opportunity to take control, or at least ally with the winner. Another important trait of this Penguin is that he's very cunning and makes smart moves when necessary. There's a scene where Sophia's thugs are chasing him, but he tricks them by hiding in his car's trunk. This genuinely fooled me. This trick clearly shows us what the Penguin is like. He's not a brute force guy who barges in, killing everyone. He's a trickster, a sly and cowardly rat, but very intelligent. If you give him the chance, he'll stab you in the back. That's why he shouldn't be underestimated. The episode shows us several times how some people make the mistake of underestimating the Penguin. Alberto did so when he mocked him to his face, not thinking he might be armed. The same happens with Salvatore Maroni. He completely underestimates him, seeing the Penguin as a nobody. That's why he totally fell for the ring trick. Without realizing it, Maroni fell into his game and will now be at war with the Falcones. This episode may not have had much action, but it gave us a lot of character exploration. I genuinely loved how they built the Penguin, and I'm curious to see how far he can go. Here's an interesting detail. In this series, they changed the Penguin's name. He's called Oswald Cobb, when he's usually Oswald Cobblepot. According to director Matt Reeves, this was done to give the character more realism, with a simpler name. Let's talk about Sophia Falcone. She's the daughter of the late Carmine Falcone. Sophia spent 10 years locked up in Arkham for killing 7 women. The media called her the Hangman. Everything suggests she'll be the villain of the series. The episode gives us a lot of context about her. When she talks to the Penguin in the restaurant, it's hinted that they have a past together. Maybe Oz betrayed her 10 years ago, leading to her imprisonment. This is speculation, but it would make sense. Although at times she's very kind to Oz, hinting that they were friends before. This relationship will be explored later. However, we mustn't forget that she's a disturbed and violent woman. Near the end, she tortures Oz with a rope, referencing her nickname, the Hangman. Fortunately, Oz barely escapes. The episode ends with her manipulated by the Penguin. She now believes Maroni killed her brother and will surely wage war against him. This won't last long. It's clear that Sophia is an intelligent woman, and most importantly, among all the characters, she's the only one who doesn't underestimate Oz. She even said so herself. That's why I'm sure Sophia hasn't completely bought into this story about the war with Maroni. Sooner or later, she'll come after Oz. The episode ends with everything in excellent shape for Oz. Everyone thinks the Maronis killed Alberto, so the crime families will fight among themselves. And of course, Oswald will take advantage of this confusion to seize power. Most likely this entire series will explain how the Penguin will become the next leader of Gotham's crime families. And if we're lucky, he'll be an important villain in a future Batman movie. I also need to mention something important. The series changed the actor who played Carmine Falcone. In the Batman movie, he was portrayed by John Turturro, but in the series, he's played by Mark Strong. Unfortunately, Turturro couldn't return for the series. It seems odd that they replaced the actor, since the character is already dead. They could have used scenes of Falcone dying from the movie, so changing the actor wasn't necessary. The most logical explanation is that Carmine Falcone will return somehow, justifying Mark Strong's role. It's possible Carmine Falcone is still alive, and they'll surprise us with that midway through the season. But the second possibility is that Mark Strong is playing a younger Falcone, meaning we'll see scenes from the crime family's past. Both options are interesting, but the second one makes more sense. The show's previews have already shown us there will be flashbacks of the Penguin. We see Oz as a child, so logically Falcone would also have to be young. But anyway, that's all for today. If you liked the video, you would help me a lot by leaving a like. That would be legendary. Also remember to subscribe because I'll be uploading more videos about your favorite movies. Thanks for listening. My name is Charlie, and I'll see you in the future.